Namo Amida Butsu. Drowning in the Rising Tide. Verses in honor of Master Shinran Shonen by Gansen John Welch. The forces of evil, insanity, and stupidity are unleashed upon an ignorant, foolish populace, asleep, even when awake, to the reality that threatens to erase all trace of their comatose existence, oblivious to the rising tide of intolerance and irrationality that will ruthlessly sweep aside all feeble, futile resistance offered by the formerly free. Reason is drowned by demonic dogma, lies, folly, and evil, ignorant propaganda. This is the reality of sick samsara, the inevitable outcome of negative karma caused by past evil thoughts, words, and deeds, and beliefs in false demonic creeds. A rising tide lifts all boats, but this is true only for the ship of the vow, with very few passengers who will travel safely to the shores of nirvana, due solely to the supreme other power of Amida Buddha. The majority of self-powered devotees are self-excluded, not by Amida, but because they are deluded, from Amida's pure land of bliss and peace. But as soon as they cease to rely on self-power alone, they become open to Amida's light that is always shown on their temporarily closed minds and hearts, and then they will realize that they were never apart from Amida and his supreme primal vow that saves all, including those held in ego's ignorant temporary thrall. In this Saha world, where we are ruled by blind passion and an absence of wisdom and compassion, as well as traitors and treacherous politicians herding us like sheep and cattle into the abattoir of perdition, the only cure that will free us from this sickness and insanity is to immediately entrust our karmic destiny to Amida Tathagata and gratefully think and say, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, Amida Buddha. Homage to Amida Buddha. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. The above verses were inspired by the following passages from Master Shinran Shonen's Hymns of the Pure Land Masters. Bodhisattva Nagarjuna, 10 hymns based on his writings, composed by Honen Shinran. Our teacher, Bodhisattva Nagarjuna, abundantly praises the Pure Land in the West, in such works as his commentaries on the Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra and the 10 Bodhisattva stages, and urges us to practice the Nembutsu. Nagarjuna literally means Naga or dragon tree. Nagarjuna was born beneath a tree and taken and raised by a Naga king. Later, he became the son of a king in southern India, hence his name, Nagarjuna. 2. The world-honored one foretold that a monk named Bodhisattva Nagarjuna would appear in South India and would crush the wrong views of being and non-being. Notes: South India, further south there was a great spirit king who was master of Mount Lanka, which rises from the sea. Because this king loved the Mahayana teaching, Shakyamuni Tathagata crossed the sea to his kingdom and taught the Dharma to him. On that occasion, Shakyamuni foretold that sometime after his entrance into nirvana, Nagarjuna would appear in the world and vanquish the non-Buddhist teachings. 3. Our teacher, Bodhisattva Nagarjuna, clarified the unexcelled Dharma of the great vehicle. Having attained the stage of joy, he wholeheartedly recommended the Nembutsu to all. Footnote: Stage of joy, the stage of the truly settled. In the term joy, kangi, kan means to be gladdened in body, and ji means to be gladdened in mind. To rejoice, realizing that one is assured of attaining what shall attain, is called joy. 4. Mahasattva Nagarjuna appeared in the world and distinguished the paths of the difficult and easy practice. Thus he leads us, who are wandering in transmigration, to board the ship of the universal vow. Footnotes: difficult, the path of sages; easy, the Pure Land path. 5. People who hear and accept the words of our teacher Bodhisattva Nagarjuna should be mindful of the primal vow and say the name of Amida always. 6. Those who desire quickly to attain the stage of non-retrogression should, with a heart of reverence, hold steadfast to and say Amida's name. Footnotes. Reverence, to worship with humility. Hinayana speaks of making offerings. Mahayana speaks of reverence. Hold steadfast to take and hold in one's mind, not to scatter or lose, never abandoning once one has taken hold. 7. The ocean of birth and death, of painful existence, has no bound. Only by the ship of Amida's universal vow can we, who have long been drowning, unfadingly be brought across it. 8. The commentary on the Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra states, the Tathagata is the supreme Dharma king, with bodhisattvas as Dharma vassals. The person to be deeply revered is the world-honored one. 9. All the bodhisattvas state, when we were in the causal stage, we pass through countless kalpas, performing the myriad good acts and practices. 10. But the attachments of affection were extremely hard to sever, and birth and death was extremely difficult to exhaust. Only by practicing the Nimbutsu Samadhi could we eliminate the obstructions of karmic evil and gain liberation. Here ends the hymns on Bodhisattva Nagarjuna. Namo Amida Butsu.